Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, a massive weekend of sport ahead. Oh my God, there is a lot going on. I'm talking NBA Finals Game 4, some AFL gear. Stats Guy, what are you looking at?
A bit of AFL fantasy value and a classic in the French Open.
Also some NRL, I think, as well.
And some NRL, yeah.
Alex, what about you?
Talking the Champions League final, which is a Sunday in Istanbul. And of course, the time-honoured donation, no pressure, Dad. My money needs this.
Nice one. All right, we've got Rate My Multi, we've got player props, we've got game picks, we've got best bets, we've got everything you need for the weekend ahead. It's Code Bet Daily. It's pretty good. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday, TGIF, am I right? June 9, all day. It really is. I'm not lying. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. It's called Code Bet. You can go check it out. I think a lot of people did yesterday. We had a lot of hits. It was good.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome. Codebet.com.au for all your betting analysis and breakdowns and very smart odds comparisons and all that sort of good guff. I'm joined, as always, by the pontiffs and punting on this here Code Bet Daily. We've got Alex Donnelly down there, a very psyched and very sore-handed Sydney Swans fan for punching in his television screen.
And his foot, I heard.
Yeah, just, guys, kick the ball straight. It's really not that hard when you're a professional footballer. Kick the goddamn thing straight. But anyway, this is Code Horse Daily because it's all about Randwick races tomorrow. Screw the Swans. The season's over. It's nice to join you two losers in planning for September already.
Oh,
hey, like, your Sydney Swans looked absolutely Carlton-esque last night. It was good.
No,
Amazing.
we did kick 5 goals in a quarter, which is, about what you kick in a game.
Wait for Charlie Kernine out to kick 5 and a quarter. And we've also got the Stats Guy over there. What's going on, Stats Guy?
yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to get the images of last night's footy game out of my head. That was absolutely shocking.
You're a North fan, so it's
true. We've been pretty fun to watch lately, but yeah, still been pretty average. But the cricket was awesome, so that's why I got my Aussie cap on today.
Hey, that. Good stuff. Right, this is Code Cricket. Well, no. We're going to do Code Everything Daily, I think, today.
Everything, yeah.
Mess of stuff. Code Bet Daily, it is what it says on the tin. Codes, betting, and daily. We've got, what? Player props, game picks, best bets, Rate My Multi. We've got the donation because it's Friday.
Woo.
Love it. So we've got everything all across the weekend of sport. I'm assuming Stats Guys are going to jump in with some French Open. It's something I completely forgot about.
I am.
But either way, because I've got other things on my mind, I'm looking at the NBA Finals Game 4 after I absolutely nailed everything in Game 3, apart from some of the player performance ones. Jimmy Butler, wherefore art thou rebounds, bro? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Kill him.
Get him.
But nailed that under and nailed that line bet as well for Denver in Game 3. So pretty happy with that across the board. But incredible game, actually, Game 3, with Jam and Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, both having 30-point triple-doubles.
Unbelievable.
Cool. What are you looking at today, Stats Guy?
Yeah, a bit of AFL, NRL, and one of the biggest matches of all time in the French Open.
That'd be Alcaraz and Joker?
That'd be Roger Federer versus Nadal.
In recent history, then I'll say that.
Yeah, since Stats Guy's been a man. And Alex, what are you looking at?
Got the time on a donation to finish up the day, and I'll be looking at the Champions League because, well, it's on this weekend and we haven't talked about it.
Champions League final.
Champions League final, huge.
Pretty chaos. Obviously, Man City trying to nail the treble. Don't say that out loud near a Man City fan, apparently, because they do not like that, which is funny. But then I proceeded to say it many more times because that's
why I've got the sky blue cap on.
Oh, nice.
I've actually got my City scarf is probably somewhere in this room. Right, let's get around. I saw City play Liverpool, randomly enough, at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah, you've told me this, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
where else would you see him? Yeah.
I was sitting in the supporter section of Man City in a sea of red, and then my Mancunian mate, smoke bombed at halftime and just disappeared because he was absolutely hammered. So, good times, great memories, got out alive. Right, player props then for today, for whenever. So, finals Game 4 for me. Awesome, as I said, right? The 30-point triple doubles never happened before in a game. 30-point doubles, a pair of teams, let alone a finals game.
Yeah, and Joker had the first ever 30, 20, and 10 game in NBA Finals as well, which is awesome.
There was a bloke named Wilt Chamberlain who also played a fair amount of finals games and never did that.
I know. I was very surprised about
that. So, look, the props for Joker are pretty simple for me. So, the 25-plus points, the 14-plus rebounds, the 12-plus assists. And you go, wow, geez, that's pretty good. So, yeah, it's not bad. That comes to 51. I think those are the exact sort of numbers-ish. The over-under on his points, rebounds, assists, if you just go the straight over-under to sort of try to get that even-ish sort of money, Is actually at 54.5 in some
That's
places.
very high.
You can also just get the 50 plus, obviously, but that's now been priced down to like $1.50, $1.60. You're probably better off almost just going like each of those individually and banging it into a multi where you think if Denver are going to win. But so I feel like the under for 54.5 points, rebounds, assists actually hits here. I think he has a less of a scoring game than he did in game 2 and 3. We had 41 in game 2. He obviously had 30 odd in game 3. So I think we'll see much more of that sort of, he just got the 25 points. He let everybody else do the scoring in this game because their 3-point shooters actually woke up and actually hit a shot in this game for once. So I look more closely at his assist numbers. So he got to 10, I think, in game 3. The 12 is probably where he lands. So I'll probably go 10 plus, all the 12 plus. The 14 rebounds or so, he got obviously the 21 in game 3, which is just psychotic. But that was also because Michael Porter Jr. only played 21 minutes, I think, MPJ.
Yeah.
And as I've said before, right, MPJ, when he's out there and he's engaged, he's a really good rebounder because he's 6'20" and like about 4 foot taller than most of the Heat wings.
Yeah.
The thing is, when his offense isn't clicking, MPJ just goes completely spaced out and just is not engaged at all. So I think what you might see is more MPJ threes drop really early in this game, which I'll get to later in the Rate My Multi section.
Ooh.
But I think that keeps him out on the floor a little bit longer, and he snags a few more of those rebounds. So I'd also look at Michael Porter Jr.'s A+ rebounds and 2+ threes. I wouldn't mind the MPJ 3+ threes, but I couldn't actually see that market pop up. Same with the notorious KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You can't get him for 3+ threes at the moment because they're like,
Really?
He's just good at gym. He's just not good. I'm like, doesn't mean he's not going to in this one.
Yeah. That's surprising.
Let me bet. And anyways.
Well, I mean, you can bet whenever you want, really.
True. But I think the 2+ threes for both MPJ and KCP is where I'm going to go for that. MPJ with the A+ rebounds and the 2 or 3+ threes. I would lean towards the 3+. As I've said, right, he's a 42% 3-point shooter, and he has not hit anything in this entire finals run. It's kind of weird. He was really good in the Western Conference Finals. I really liked them. So under 54.5 for the points, rebounds, assists for Joker. Michael Porter Jr., KCP, a couple of threes, 8 rebounds for Michael Porter Jr. Jimmy Butler, this is the tricky one. So had a half-decent scoring output in game 3. Was not very efficient, nor was Bam, and that's why Denver won it, right? I think we get a big Jimmy Butler game. I think you saw Denver sort of show their hands a little bit. They're like, let Jimmy do his thing.
Yeah.
As long as the defense just keys in on the perimeter shooters, we're fine. And that's exactly what happened. That's how they won. Jimmy Butler, I think, will have a massive scoring game in this one. I feel like the 35 plus is right there for the taking. So the 40 plus points, rebounds, assists, I think he's at least 5+ rebounds, 5+ assists. I'd probably even bump those both up to 6, probably over even 7. He's done that before already in this series. The scoring just hasn't been there for Jimmy, right? He hasn't been efficient. I think this is the one game where he just goes, I'm still Jimmy Butler. I'm playoff Jimmy. Look at me.
I'm back.
But they still lose. Hashtag spoiler. I'm going to get to that later. But the 40 plus feels like it's playing it safe, but I wouldn't mind a really good hard look at just his 30 plus points, his 35 plus points. I think he has just an outstanding offensive game, and one of his other guys comes along with him. But Miami just falls short. I'll get to that later. So there's a couple of good looks for you for the game tomorrow morning, Australian time. I think it's at 10:30. So
Perfect.
Game 4. All the marbles,
Huge.
basically. If Miami lose this, Denver are going home up 3-1.
Gentlemen, sweep.
They're saying
Yes.
at the very start, this is how I feel. So that sort of tips my hand how I think I'm going to bet this game, but still. Alex, what's your player prop?
Having a look at the human cyborg, Terminator, everything rolled into one, the Norwegian, beautiful, glorious-looking man. God, he's got good hair. That is Erling Haaland coming to the Champions League final. Look, he was built for this. We all know it. We've been waiting to see it. 35 goals in 29 Champions League games. That is just stupid. That is insane. Then you look at this season. Every game he's played since he put on a sky blue shirt. He has 52 goals in as many games. Like, come on.
That's good AFL numbers.
You don't do that. Like, any AFL team would be like, hey, can we have him? Oh, wait, we don't have billions of dollars. We have hundreds of dollars. That's not ideal. So just keep it simple. $3.10 to score first. $2 to score 4 or more goals. And Ladbrokes have a same-game multi as well that some of those companies have been putting out. Like we talk about the Bet-R ones, the AFL show and that. Haaland to score first, City to win, and over 2.5 goals in the game at $6. I'm just happy to wrap all those three together. Don't
That's
mind
nice.
it at all. We'll break it down a bit further in the match game picks, and it's also online right now. So go to codebet.com.au to check out the full write-up. I wrote a fair few words on that because I got really deep into it because it's very
big game.
interesting. It's either it looks as if City crush and run away with it and smash them, or they choke and probably lose 1-0.
That's pretty much the
I think
read.
everyone's barracking for the 1-0.
Every City fan is just like, mate, I can see us losing 1-0, and it's not great, is it? It's like, no. Stat guy, what's your player prop?
I just wanted to do another AFL fantasy look. Brad Crouch absolutely smashed it out of the park last night. He didn't, as I said, he wasn't
no influence though.
I didn't notice him at all, and I'm like, oh, he's on 80.
The only time I noticed him was when Isaac Heaney smashed him. I'm like, Brad Crouch is there. Oh, crap, he's at like 30.
I turned it on for 2 seconds. Yeah.
There's Brad Crouch getting another cheap possession. It's like, Stats guy's going to win his bet. This is great.
So I actually put his money on it, and
Shout out to Shanley and Errol for having 24 each, breaking my heart.
Yeah, he had 123 AFL fantasy points in the end, and I only needed to get 100 plus. So I was happy with that at the $2. So I'm going to have another look at an AFL fantasy bet with Zach Butters, arguably the most informed player of the competition. He's up there in all the predicted Brownlow predicted things for the season at the moment, which is unbelievable. He's averaging 28 touches, 11 contested, 5 clearance, 7 score involvements, quickly becoming one of the most damaging players. And that's helping his averages. I think he's only averaging about 98 AFL fantasy points, but across the last 5 weeks, when Port have ramped it up, he's ramped it up. He's averaging 122 AFL fantasy points across those last 5 weeks, and 4 of those last 5, he's gone over the 110 point mark. So I was very happy with these odds at $2.02 on Ladbrokes for him to get another 110 plus AFL fantasy points. Just literally one of the most informed players in the comp. I know he's coming up against the Bulldogs, who have a very good midfield, but other than Libba, I think he can get off and not get tackled and things like that. So get on Butters.
Yeah, I think that's why this game is so fascinating. So I wrote the preview for this. You can see that on the website, codebet.com.au. Good breakdown by yours truly. And that was the sort of one thing that's why I sort of kept it at the 25-25-20, which is, one of my favorite things for Butters. I just think that big-bodied Bulldogs midfield might just give him the little bit of the clamps at Marvel a little bit. And so you don't see him go absolutely massive.
Yep.
And so it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. And this game is going to be unreal. So
it'll be a good game, yeah.
Apart from the fact that the Bulldogs can't kick a score.
No, hopefully they prove us wrong. And
we could literally see a repeat of last night again because it is the Western Bulldogs.
True. So what was the actual bet in the end what was the total fantasy points that he had for this?
For this bet was 110 plus AFL fantasy points, and he's averaging 122 across the last 5 weeks. So get on it. Over $2 odds.
Love that. Good call, Stats guy. Very nice. All right, match game picks. So I've got a couple here, just the over-unders. Bulldogs Port, I mentioned this one yesterday, over 163.5. I'll just check to see if that's moved since then. It has. It's actually bumped up because I'm like, that seems low. And I'm going to go the over. Now it's 166, so it's moved by 3 points, half a goal. Yeah. But at Marvel, I think we've seen Port. This is, I think, the 4th-ranked offense plays the 4th-ranked defense. Bit of a tricky one. But, I mean, the Dogs give up only, it's under 80 points a game, but they only score 77 anyway. So it's a rough one. I think Port are just too good to really give into that defensive pressure of the Dogs. So I think it goes over. I think, as I said yesterday, right, it feels like the 105-75 sort of game under the dome. Port just with that little bit of extra class. Then flip over. Speaking of class, you're not going to see too much on Sunday night there with Essendon Carlton. This game is going to suck. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be angry. And my 4-year-old son will be sitting there going, what, Dad? Why are you so angry, man? You just need to tell him.
Don't forget to get there early. They just announced $2 pies before the game. So
wait, what?
That's pretty good. I might just go for the pies and then head off.
I got $2 pies at Randwick tomorrow and at the MCG on Sunday night. This is the best weekend ever.
We were actually planning to get there early because I think GA sold out. So
have a pie.
Yeah. But the under is the play in this one, 159. Carlton, 6 goals and
that is low, yeah.
Well, they average 50 points a game at the moment, so Essendon are going to struggle to hit 100.
Yeah, so the point being with, I think, Essendon Sunday night, it feels like this is the one where you go, maybe Carlton get off the chain. I don't really sort of see. I think it's 80-60. Yeah. Carlton just fall across the line in this one. They're actually underdogs still, the Blues. But I think, the 159, you can actually get over 160 as well, but the under is 159.5 with Bet365. And I think that's just where I'm going to land because Carlton are just inept inept, I tell you, at scoring. And, I think they will muddy up the game pretty badly for Essendon too, so I don't think they go over the 100, and I think Carlton sort of just eke out a horrible, gross win. But the NBA Finals Game 4, this is the sort of weird one, right? Because we've talked about over-unders for this series. I nailed the under in Game 3. Game 2 was tracking under before the insane fourth quarter of the Miami Heat. Game 1, under. The bookmakers have now gone, oh, geez, we could probably keep knocking this over-under down then, couldn't we, guys? It's like, yeah, you probably could. It's now 211. At which point I'm going to go over, because this is just like 107, 105 to me, I feel like, this game. Denver have scored 104, 108, 109 in the 3 games. This is the best remaining offense. Obviously, there's only 2 teams left in the NBA at the moment, but this has been the best offense throughout the playoffs. The whirring death machine, we've called it, on NBA Australia and here. But they've obviously been stymied by Miami, mostly because their 3-point shooters can't hit a shot. Like, that's literally it, right? True. It's Michael Porter Jr., it's the notorious KCP. They can't hit the broadside of a barn at this point. It's horrible to watch them. Michael Porter Jr. is just like missing wide open threes from the corners where you're like, dude, like, just
that's
what are you
job.
doing?
Come on.
It's three. Like, it's open. It's the short one. What are you doing? But I think what we'll see in Game 4 is Miami just go, right, the way we can beat this team is if we hit all our threes.
Yep.
Simple as that. It's the only way we're going to beat them, because we didn't beat them last time. What happened? We didn't hit our threes. We did in Game 2. What happened then? We hit our threes. It's a very simple equation sometimes, basketball, and I think this is what happens in this one. I think Miami hit some threes, but I think Denver give it the old rip Jose and hit some threes themselves, and I think we see this sail over at least 100 each, 105 each. So that's getting me to the 211 pretty easily and pretty quickly. So I think, as I mentioned with the scoring and the player props, the threes drop, the scores go over. And in terms of the history between the two, as I've said, we've had 2 out of the 3 go under. Game 2 was tracking under. But I think prior to Game 3, 6 of the prior 7 games had actually gone over between these two teams. So this is all Miami, right? It's all about the overs if they hit their threes. Simple as that. So I think that's the equation. Give me the over, 211. I will just check who has the best price on that right now. The over is $1.88 with TopSport. Not bad.
Nice.
Sweet. Alex, game pick.
Yeah, just quickly before I get into my main one, just saw literally as we're recording this, Clayton Oliver will not be playing for the D's on Monday because his foot is still busted up from whatever that blister infection, everything going wrong. Maybe chop it off and start again. Anyway, Collingwood will win with no clarity. Collingwood will win. They're $1.82 currently at 10:30 on Friday morning at Ladbrokes. So take that, even take the line. It's 1.5, so $1.90 if you think Collingwood will win by more than 2 points. So why not? So that's a quick one on that. But to the Champions League final, Manchester City are going to start the shortest priced favourite in a 90-minute head-to-head final in about 20-something years. It's in the write-up. Go check it out. But funnily enough, first ever meeting between these two sides professionally, so they may have played a friendly against each other, but who really cares about, February friendlies when it doesn't matter. It genuinely looks Manchester City's to lose. They went 25 games without a loss before losing to Brentford on the final day of the season. And as sort of Marcus and I broke down on the final EPL show, it's like, City got nothing to play for. It's like, yeah, they've been partying. They're just relaxing. They're enjoying winning the title because they've still got 2 and a bit weeks to get ready for the Champions League final. And God bless Brentford for getting that 1-0 win. They surge back up to win well enough against Manchester United in the FA Cup final. And let's remember, it's for the treble. They got it done at Wembley. Now they're off to Turkey. Got to get it done there. You've got to remember also, when they've had to turn it on, they've won a combined 7-0 at home against Real Madrid and Bayern. Like, they're arguably better than Inter. So
I'm just more concerned that you just keep saying you've got to remember. I've got to remember a lot, apparently. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it is.
This is the first time you've actually said Inter Milan's name as well. Like in like that final sentence is like, yeah, who are they playing, Alex? Like Inter Milan, yeah. It's going to be, this is going to be nuts. So what do you reckon?
City in over 2.5 at $2.10. If City get on top, they crush them. They win. They'll even score a couple in junk time where it's like, oh yeah, they've dominated. It's 3-0, and then you look, oh, it's 5-0. What the hell? But you're like, Alvarez, 89, Gundogan, 92, 90 plus 2 or something. It's just, City cruise. They win this well, 5 a.m. Sunday. So get somewhere to watch it. I'm not going to say where because they don't sponsor us.
All right.
No free plugs.
Sucked in.
Getting the legal stream going.
Yeah. We'll go to the casino, either or.
5 a.m. Sunday. It's going to be absolute chaos. But I do like the City in the over because I do think if they do win, they win it pretty
The
well.
only thing I'm worried about in this game is Inter are the best defense in the Champions League. I know that City.
If you've read the breakdown, it says that.
Yes, but that's the only thing I'm worried about the over. But City have an amazing attack.
You think if they turn it up, it's like Inter's going to struggle to keep it keep it nice and dour. It's like, okay, you can probably do it for 50, 60 minutes, but then it's just like at some stage, Pep's like, okay, Phil Foden, come on. Who else is going to bring on? Rodri might come on. Gundogan, if he doesn't start him, it's just like, all right, boys, you've got your clamps out. Here's all these attacking weapons that are fresh.
Yep, fair enough.
Good stuff. All right, Stats Guy, your game pick.
Yeah, going with the Raiders versus the Warriors in the NRL, which is tonight, actually. I'm looking at the Raiders just at the line at -5.5, $1.90. I think it's a really good bet. They're one of the most informed teams in the competition. Alex has been loving them, saying they're going to make the top 4, which I was very surprised about. But they've been in amazing form.
I think I tipped this as my best bet yesterday, Stats Guy.
Oh, did you? Well, I'm going to put it in a multi to change it up a little bit. They've won 7 of the last 8 games and their last 5 night games against the Warriors. They've also won 4 of their last 5 home games and have a very balanced attack. A lot of teams have a few guys just dominating with tries. They've got 5 players with 5 or more tries this season, sharing it around and get a try from lots of different angles. Then I'm going to put another leg in there just to make that $1.90 a bit more. Total points over 39.5. 9 of the last 10 meetings between these sides have gone over that 40-point mark. Both teams have been pretty solid in attack, averaging over 20 points per game. That's get you over the 40 as well, obviously. And then the Raiders also have the 3rd worst defense in the league. Now, I think they can win, but a lot of their games are just very open games and very attacking from both sides. So you got to go Raiders -5.5. The total points over 39.5 is $2.95 with Ladbrokes.
Also, remember game 300 for Jared Croker.
Yes, that's a big, They want to live for him. Yeah, he's been a legend at that club. So get on.
Got a nice rest last week as well. And
He did,
yeah. I do worry about some of the overs with the night games.
Yeah, I worry about that over.
Are you saying in Canberra and all that?
I'm just worried about the over.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a rough one.
I don't know. I just think it'll be very open, but yeah, we'll see.
But 9 of 10, I'll pay that. That's a lot of scoring. Right, best bets for the weekend. How are we feeling about these? This is not probably my best bet. This is probably my most hopeful one. Carlton 1-39. It's just, as I'm breaking this down for the preview that'll go up on the site today, and it just feels like they have, gotten to this point where it's like the season's over if they lose this game. The season's basically done anyway.
Yeah,
but it's just like dead and buried if they lose.
I think if the Western Bulldogs beat Port, it's like, yeah, okay, because St Kilda winning last night, Western Bulldogs winning, it's like, and Adelaide are expected to beat West Coast, of course, it's like, we're too far away.
Yeah, you end up 3 games back. That's a lot to peg back in the second half of a season. So Carlton 1-39, as I said, that sort of 80 to 60 sort of range and just a scrappy, horrible, they fall over the line kind of game, right? So I think that's where I've landed on that one. But really for Denver, Miami, this is actually my best bet is Denver 1-10 because the line of 3.5, I just don't trust that because I think in game 2 we see Miami win by 3 and the -3.5, Denver, I feel like this is the close game. There's game 2 didn't even feel really that close. It was just a frantic effort by Denver to get back into it, right? This feels to me like Denver get punched in the mouth early in game 4, climb back into it, get back up, and then Miami counterattack in the second half, get back up, and Denver have to pull off the comeback win. Ooh. And they just fall over the line by probably 2 or 4 points. So I'm really nervous about that line, but I think it'll be close regardless. So I think my big approach for game 1 was Denver 11+ from memory. And they won that by 11.
It was, yeah.
Otherwise, it's been 3, and then game 3 was 15 points. I think this is the close game that Denver pull out. I think the Denver 1-10, it's $2.70. It's way better value. It's these two teams are pretty well matched. Miami can step up. As long as they hit those threes, I think they will absolutely keep pace with Denver. Denver will have to match that as well. With their 3-point shooters, I like the 1-10 margin. Give me Denver 1-10. Now, are we ready? Rate my multi. $48.44. 9-legger.
Oh, 9-legger.
For game 4 of the NBA Finals, gentlemen, Gabe Vincent, noted streaky shooter, had a horrible game 3.
He did.
15+ points. Gabe Vincent, 3+ 3-pointers. How's he going to get to those 15? He's going to hit some threes. Jimmy Butler, 25 plus points. Jimmy Butler, 6 point rebounds. Jimmy Butler, over under. There we go, 6.5 assists. I made that a little bit different because the over 6.5 is way better value than the 6 plus. It's very strange, but there you are. So that's the Jimmy 25, 6 and 7. Nikola Jokic, 25 plus points. As I sort of said, not going to go over the 30. I like him to fall in that 25, 26 range. Nikola Jokic, hello, 12 rebounds. Boom. Nikola Jokic, 10 plus assists. We're playing it safe. Michael Porter Jr., 6 plus rebounds. Thank you very much. And I believe I actually cut him out of the 3-point shooting one. So that's the 9 legs.
9 legs.
$48.44. Gentlemen, rate my multi.
I'll probably just give it a 7.5. I think Gabe Vincent's going to start, but I might be a bit worried with his threes. And then Jimmy Butler, I'm not fully convinced on the 25 plus, but if he goes, he's going to control the game. So we'll see. But I'll give it 7.5.
I think it's game 4 that you need to win and you go.
True, well, and then he turns it up.
Give the ball to Jimmy Butler as much as we can.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like all sort of play to go, we should run a lot more of the offense through Bam. I mean, we can, but we could also just give it to Jimmy.
Give it to Jimmy, yeah. Yeah, true.
And he drops 40 on your head. What do you reckon? How are you feeling about that?
As a noted basketball expert, given my one bet for one win, I'm going to give it an 8.32.
Oh, nice.
Actually, the one that sort of gives me pause, like the Vincent legs are the ones where I'm like, I feel like he is the dude who shakes loose. But I think I also looked at Caleb Martin for this. So he had
he's been getting less minutes though, yeah.
He was sick in game 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And Bounce Back had 10 points in game 3. I think 8 points of them just came in one little flurry by himself where he scored 8 straight.
Yeah.
And I think Martin has a big game, but the thing is you can't until probably later this afternoon when the markets probably get a little bit bigger. He's not there on the 3-point shooter market.
Isn't he? Okay.
So that'll probably move, and I'll probably put him there as well because I feel like Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, they're the two dudes who hit a couple of those threes that I talked about earlier.
Yep.
Max Strus, he had 4 at the start of game 2 that they won and didn't do much in either game, either side of it. Much to the delight of Boston fans.
He posted about
Max Strus. Oh no. It's like, take a victory lap, Boston Celtics fans.
Yeah, don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, $48.44 for Rate My Multi. Don't mind it. I'll definitely be chucking a shekel or 2 on that one.
Nice.
Right, best bets for Alex.
Well,
no, let's go Liam, and then we'll do the donation.
Finish off with the donation. I don't mind it. All right, we're going to the French Open. Carlos Alcaraz taking on Novak Djokovic. 10:45 p.m. tonight. Get on, I think it's on 9gem or something like that. Why not watch it? It's probably going to be one of the best matches you'll see in the last couple of years. It's about pretty much the changing of the guard. You got the Djoko, who's arguably the GOAT of the sport, and Alcaraz already...
He might be your GOAT, stats guy.
No, I said arguably. I twice said arguably because I don't...
I will argue with you that I can't say that word on podcast.
I don't like him as well. So he's not my GOAT, but a lot of people say that. And then...
Look, he might be your GOAT, but he's no Pat Rafter, the real GOAT. Let's go.
He's no Mark Philippoussis.
Yeah, the poo. He just got sacked from being Tsitsipas's coach, actually. The poo.
That sucks.
And then you got Alcaraz. He's already in the number 1 spot in the world at 20 years old. So number 1 versus number 3 in the world. Whoever wins this match goes to number 1 in the world. So Djokovic is very keen to get that number 1 spot back. And they've chopped and changed, I think, 3 or 4 times this year, that number 1 spot. So it's just an awesome match. Now, Djokovic lost this matchup last time in 4 sets, so Alcaraz won. And Djokovic prefers to control every point very methodically, sort of working through it, making his opponent run. But Alcaraz loves that. He loves running. He's the fastest player on the tour. He can absolutely tear it up. He runs to the other side of the court, still can use his power, and that disrupts Novak and also makes Novak run a lot. So Novak, this is definitely not what Novak wants, and I think Alcaraz is going to get the job done again. Alcaraz won in 4 sets last time, and the total games went over that 30. I think it was 39 games. So that's why the over under this match is 38.5, but I think it's going to go over again. 3 of Djokovic's last 4 matches have gone over the total games. And I just think Alcaraz is too quick for him. He's going to frustrate Djokovic. It's changing of the guard. Djokovic is still a gun, but Alcaraz on this clay court is just amazing. So I'm just going to go Alcaraz for the win and over the total games of 38.5. So I think it's going to go about that 4 sets again. Maybe 3-1 to Alcaraz. It could even go the distance, maybe 3-2 to Alcaraz. So that Alcaraz win and over the games is $2.77 with Ladbrokes.
Yeah, 38.5 is a weird total games, isn't it? Because you're sort of sitting there going, man, 6-4, 6-4, 7-6, 6-4. we got there, you little ripper. But otherwise, it's just like, dude, it's just, I need a tight game that goes for.
Need a tight game. I think the build up to this match, and although Alcaraz is definitely the better player on clay, just the build up to this match and a lot of pressure on the young guy. I think it's going to be really close early, but then he'll just dominate later in the match.
Good one. Like it a lot. All right, Alex, how are you feeling? Give us the donation.
Oh, we've got
a bit.
That is awesome. That's going to be a hit on Spotify soon.
That's fantastic. All right, let's go. What do we got? I can't even remember how many legs. Anyway, Brisbane Lions 40 plus against the Hawks tomorrow. Fremantle head-to-head against Richmond. North Melbourne plus 26.5 against the Giants in Tasmania over the weekend. Go across to some NRL. Penrith minus 4.5. Phil and I started yelling about why Penrith aren't like $1.30 against the Roosters over the weekend because as a beloved Roosters fan, they stink at the moment. Kind of like my Swans. It must be a Moore Park thing. South Sydney Rabbitohs minus 6.5 against the joke that is known as St George Illawarra. Manchester City to win the FA Cup in 90 minutes. Then, of course, we've got to finish off with some horses. We go to Eagle Farm, race 6, number 3, the Q22. We're going to go with number 3, Without a Fight. To get the job done. One first up, absolutely smashed them. His ratings at his peak are way better than the rest of this field. He should be better second up in trip. And then we'll go to Randwick, race number 6, number 11, Passaggiata to win over the 1,000 metres at Randwick. This filly is a flying machine. She will jump, she will skip clear, and she will run them ragged. All those legs with our friends at Ladbrokes get you $162.97. And I say, Jim, how does it lose?
It can't, I don't think.
About 3 problems with it. I worry about even the Brisbane 40 plus.
Brisbane, that's what I worry about. But
they stick close. Like they've not been horrible. Freo head to head. That's probably fine against Richmond. North plus 26.5.
I like that line better than the 15.5, which is the
Tassie.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
It's GWS though, just getting into a drag out fight. You don't see them sort of running away with it.
True. Like don't GWS have like this random record now of like just all their games are like
15 or less?
Very close. Yeah. 3 goals or less, I think. Yeah. 7 games this year or something like that.
I just feel like it's a weird one. I just hated that GWS North game.
It's a hard game,
yeah. But otherwise, the Rabbits, Penrith, Man City, don't mind those, and the Horsies, sure.
We can also take the Tim Donnelly multi at Randwick tomorrow, which is 100-1. Race 3, number 1, Cliff House running for me in the highway. $5.50 currently into race 4, number 7, Participator, currently $18. That multi. $99, or if you just want Participator to place with Cliff House to place as well, I do think he'll be very hard to miss the place. It's just $8 for those two to place. If you're watching the races at Randwick tomorrow and you hear someone screaming in a very high pitch when some orange colours come down the middle of the track at about 12, that'll be me.
We should start the podcast with some horse racing stuff. You're up and about, Alex.
God, mate. I've got a horse running at Royal Randwick. You have no idea.
Awesome.
This is bucket list stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, just like that time I won a Grand Slam. Anyway, that's it for Go-Bet Daily for this week. We are back on deck on, that's right, Tuesday next week because
yes,
it's a public holiday, but we will be doing a live stream. That's right, the 3 of us will be sitting on a couch watching the footy on Monday afternoon. Going to be a nice little ramshackle one, watching Melbourne Collingwood, King's birthday. It's going to be gnarly, so tune in on all the socials that we stream through. You can also just check it out at gobet.com.au through the YouTube link that'll be embedded in one of the articles there. That's going to be awesome. We'll be commentating along, checking along with our bets.
Apparently, Steph's making us cookies.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, nice.
None for you, Stats guy. You went on holiday.
I won't give you the thing that I got you then.
So keep an eye out for that. That'll be from 3:15-ish. We won't do a massive preamble like we have sort of done before. We'll just set up into the game, lay out the bets, and then sort of just get into the game, I think. It should be awesome, though. Can't wait. It's going to be a huge, massive match. And we'll have the TV, the sound system going. Should be crazy good. So get right around the show as well. Subscribe and like on your podcast app, like, review, and star them all. The AFL show is up. The NRL show is up. Get across them all for all your bets for the entire weekend. Make some notes. Rag on Alex. Rag on Stats Guy. Don't rag on me. Like, copping off from a 4-year-old. Anyway, all All the socials as well, YouTube, Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Send in any questions, any comments, go nuts. And I think that is it. Big week. Good
Awesome.
to have Statco back as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Thank you then for actually coming back, Statco. Good job.
Cheers.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, cheers. If my horse wins, I may not turn up Monday.
Checks out. Right. Thanks, as always, to Gerald for producing all of these shows. He does a lot of work, this our Gerald.
He does.
And thanks to me for just doing my thing. Growing my beard. Wearing my loser shirt. Not actually a loser, just a good band. What do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you on Tuesday. But the live stream on Monday, you little ripper. Go Bet Daily. Out.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.